Manchester United 2, Tottenham Hotspur 0, and a clean sheet, another 3 points. 4 wins in a row now, and we're on a really good run of form, and really happy with the win. But let's speak a little bit about the starting lineup. So you had Lemens starting net, of course, Dalot, Maguire, Martinez and Shaw making up the back four, Mainu and Casemiro as the defensive midfielders, a front three of Ahmad, Bruno Fernandes and Cunha in behind Brown and Bumo. So the only changes from my lineup was that there were no changes actually. It was the same lineup as mine. And in terms of the first half, it was a pretty, I think it was a United started the better of the two sides. And Bumo has a chance in the first minute. Within seconds of the kickoff, Fernandes strolls through a vacant midfield and tees up Mbumo to strike from the left-hand side of the box. However, the Cameroon international can't control his rising shot, which whistles well wide off the left-hand post. So we did get to a better start in terms of Tottenham. Cunha has a shot as well in the 20th minute. Dalot runs away from Simons and gives it Cunha in the centre. He shoots, but it goes just wide. So that was a really close chance by Matheus Cunha. Really well taken strike, and it was bending, but it didn't bend enough to get into the corner. I think the keeper was beaten for that chance. And then Bruno has a chance in the 22nd minute. Diallo finds some space on the right side. He squares it to Bruno, who shoots just wide. So we're getting some chances early on in the first half. We definitely started the better of the two sides. And, in terms of Tottenham, things got worse for Tottenham when Romero was sent off for a challenge on Casemiro. Romero kicks through an aggressive attempt at tackling Casemiro, catching the United man on the leg. Romero faces a 4-game suspension, and in terms of Romero's challenge, I think it was a red card. He follows through on Casemiro, and there's no need to follow through. He's not going to win the ball, and it is dangerous. His studs are up, and he catches Casemiro on the leg. Thankfully, Casemiro could have got injured from that challenge, but thankfully he didn't. He was all right to carry on the game. It was dangerous play by Romero, and deservedly so. It was a red card, and that kind of changed the game in terms of the two sides. Tottenham were gonna have less of the ball now. Manchester United were gonna have more of the ball, and obviously Tottenham down to 10 men. I'm expecting Man United to kind of be more dominant, create more chances, and take the game to Tottenham even further. Obviously, we're at home anyway. I'm expecting Man United to kind of dominate chances, and at the time when I was watching the sending off, I was thinking that we may struggle because the last time we had to play against 10 men at Old Trafford was against Everton, which we lost 1-0, which was a really poor result in my opinion. So that was kind of in the back of my mind, because we've struggled. And we were going to have more of the ball after the sending off, and after the sending off, generally we haven't performed well with more ball possession. So it was a little bit concerning that these were the thoughts that were going in my mind. Because we've shown that we've not kind of done well when we've had the majority of the ball, and we've not played well against 10 men. We didn't play against Everton's 10 men at Old Trafford, which we lost 1-0 earlier on in the season. So, but thankfully that wasn't the case. Spurs do make a substitution to counter the sending off. Of course, Odobert does go off, and then Dragusin does come on. So they sacrifice an attacker to bring on an extra defender. Bruno has a shot in the 37th minute which deflects just wide, and then from the resulting corner, Manchester United do take the 1-0 lead after Van der Ven blocks a goal-bound attempt by Bruno Fernandes. Man United get the game's first corner kick. Bruno takes the corner short to Mainu. Mainu plays it to Mbumo on the edge of the box, and he puts it into the back of the net. A really well taken goal by Manchester United. Really well worked set piece. Another goal from a set piece again. So we're showing our strength from set pieces. Really well taken goal. Brown and Mbumo can be a little bit difficult because he had to shoot through it on the edge of the box, and there were bodies in the way and stuff, but he picks the corner well. Vicario's not got a chance. It's in the corner, and Man United deservedly at half time take a 1-0 lead. So in terms of the first half stats, Manchester United had 58% possession compared to Spurs' 42%. But with that, United, we had 10 shots, 3 on target, 0.73 XG. And Spurs, they had the 5 shots with just a 1 on target with a 0.45 XG. So, in terms of the second half, I'm expecting Manchester United to kind of dominate more ball possession and have more shots, but Simons has a shot in the 56th minute in the second half. Shaw gives it away in a dangerous area and Simons capitalizes on it. He lets fly and it goes just wide. So that could have been dangerous from Luke Shaw. Unfortunately, that was the only mistake that he put throughout the game, in my opinion, giving the ball away in that dangerous area. But Luke Shaw overall had a decent game. He has a shot in the 60th minute where he tests Vicario. He forces the Tottenham keeper to tip a rising shot over the crossbar. Then from the subsequent corner, the ball ultimately runs nicely for Dalot, who sees a 20-yard drive parried away by the Spurs keeper again. So Vicario was keeping busy in goal for Spurs. Shaw has a shot again in the 62nd minute and is blocked by Van de Ven. So Luke Shaw having two shots in about 2 minutes there. Unlucky not to be scoring from that chance in the 60th minute, but it was a decent save by Vicario. Cunha then has the ball in the back of the net in the 68th minute. Vicario's clearance goes straight to Cunha, who plays it to Bruno Fernandes, who is in an offside position, unfortunately. Bruno plays it to Ahmad, who squares it to Cunha, and he puts it into the back of the net. But of course, the goal doesn't count because Bruno Fernandes, unfortunately, was in an offside position. I think, it was a little bit unfortunate that he was in that offside position. I think he possibly could be doing better there in terms of keeping onside because Vicario's clearance was poor. It went straight to Cunha, and then we win the ball back in the final third. Work it really well, and then have the ball in the back of the net. But unfortunately for us, Bruno Fernandes was in an offside position. So, we're creating chances. We're knocking on the door and stuff. And then in the 75th minute, Man United make a substitution. Cunha does go off, and then Sesko does come on. And then we make it 2-0 in the 81st minute through Bruno Fernandes, meeting Dalot's cross from the right side. Bruno Fernandes fires his close range shot into the bottom right hand corner. That was a really well taken goal as well, because the ball kind of bounces up before Bruno hits it, and also he kind of plays it off his shin. I think he does that on purpose as well. It comes off his shin, yes. So, but I think it's the only way he can actually score. So, a really well taken goal by Bruno Fernandes. And, Bruno Fernandes, probably man of the match as well this game. Obviously involved in the first goal for the corner. Obviously, he doesn't get the assist. Mainu comes away with the assist, and then he scores the second for United. Then, United do make a couple of substitutions in the 87th minute. Shaw, Casemiro, and Mbeumo do go off for Mazraoui, Ugarte, and Xerxes. And then in the 92nd minute, Mainu does go off for Tyler Fletcher. Mainu, at that moment in time, had played every single minute under Michael Carrick, does go off for Tyler Fletcher. And then in the 95th minute of injury time, Sesko has a header, which he really should score in my opinion. And Bruno Fernandes plays a cross towards Sesko, who heads it straight to Vicario. And any side of Vicario is probably in, but unfortunately it wasn't to be. Sesko, little bit unfortunate that he wasn't starting this game, but he could have scored. He probably should have scored that chance in the 95th minute. But that was about it in terms of chances of the game. Happy with the win. Happy with the 3 points. Good performance good performance again. A clean sheet as well, which I think this is our 4th clean sheet of the season after clean sheets against Sunderland, Newcastle, Manchester City, and now Spurs. And Bruno Fernandes as well is celebrating yet another milestone. Bruno Fernandes has now been directly involved in 200 goal involvements, 104 goals, and 86 assists in 314 games across all competitions. Only Wayne Rooney with 295 games has reached this milestone in fewer matches for United during the Premier League era. So a good win overall. Bruno Fernandes celebrating another milestone. I think this is the first time we have won 4 in a row since February 2024. So four Premier League wins in a row. That lad is getting closer to a haircut as well. One more win, and then he's gonna have to, he's gonna be getting a haircut. And I can't believe that we've come in terms of Michael Carrick, how the club and the results have been completely transformed, in my opinion. And Michael Carrick's he's doing a really, really good job. We're getting the results as well, putting in the performances. We're going up the league table. We are kind of cementing our place as well in the top four. But before we look at the league table, let's take a look at the player ratings. So Lemens is coming away with a 7.7 here in FootMob. He did, of course, kept a clean sheet, 4th clean sheet of the season, like I mentioned, and he didn't really have too much to do. He only had to make one save. This was in the 12th minute. And that was about it. That was Spurs' only shot on target, if I'm not mistaken. We'll have a look at the stats as well. But Lemens, 14 out of 18 accurate passes, 78%. 2 out of 6 accurate long balls. Acted as a sweeper once. 1 diving save and 1 save inside the box. And yeah, good performance by Lemens. Overall, good performance by the back four as well. Diogo Dalot does come away with the assist as well. He has this shot in the 61st minute, which was from a corner, which Vicario has to make the save. But good performance by Dalot as well. Obviously, he's coming away with the assist for Bruno Fernandes' goal. 57 out of 59 accurate passes with 97%. 2 chances created. And I've been impressed with Dalot. I've had my opinion reserved on Dalot for a little bit. I wasn't necessarily thinking he was good enough to be starting for Manchester United, or he wasn't even a good enough squad player. But in these past couple of games, he's definitely upped his game. He's definitely improved in performances. He's definitely stopping crosses, getting into the box. He's definitely closing down his marker as well, and getting tighter and putting in good defensive performances. So I'm impressed by Dalot going forward as well. Like I mentioned, he's coming away with the assist there. Good cross for Bruno Fernandes to score. In terms of his duels, he's won 6 out of 11 with 55%. So good performance by Diogo Dalot. Maguire with a 7.3 here. 55 out of 61 accurate passes. In terms of his duels, he's won 3 out of 4, so he's won the majority of his duels. Good performance by Maguire as well. Martinez, he completed the most passes of the match with 103 out of 109 with 94%. 4 out of 8 duels won, so he's won 50% of his duels. Possibly could be doing better there, but he was neat and tidy on the ball. Played a really nice progressive passes in the final third when we were pressing Spurs, and when we were kind of when Spurs had to go back into their mid to low block and United were on top of them. Lisandro Martinez was pinging passes through the lines for the likes of Bruno Fernandes and Mbeumo. So I think Lisandro Martinez, probably one of the best playing centre backs in the world, in my opinion. I think he's really underrated. Really good performance by Lisandro Martinez today. Luke Shaw with 87 minutes play, 2 shots as well from Luke Shaw. This one in the 60th minute, a little bit unfortunate that it was saved. It was a good shot, but it was saved by Vicario. Then he has a shot that is blocked in the 62nd minute as well. So Luke Shaw with 7 out of 10 duels won. Good performance by Luke Shaw. Good performance overall from the back four as well. They kept the clean sheet, but were also neat and tidy in possession as well. And going forward, Dalot and Luke Shaw did offer a threat on either side. So really happy with the back four's performance. And obviously Dalot comes away with the assist. And then Luke Shaw was also threatening down the left side, linking with the likes of Cunha really well as well. So good performance by the back four. And like I said, we're coming away with a clean sheet as well. Casemiro, 4 shots in total. 2 chances created as well. A little bit unfortunate. He had this header saved in the 41st minute from a corner, which could have gone in. On another day, he gets another goal. And I think on another day, Man United, we should have been scoring, we should have been putting 4 or 5 past Spurs, because Spurs weren't great. Vicario was probably their best player. He did make a couple saves. So, this one in the 41st minute possibly could have gone in. And then in terms of his duels, he's won 2 out of 6 ground duels won, so 33% there. So good performance by Casemiro. Kobbie Mainoo, again, really impressed by Kobbie Mainoo so far. He's obviously, up until this point, or when he did get substituted, he had played every minute under Michael Carrick so far. Really been impressed by Kobbie Mainoo. I think he probably does deserve the England call up. He probably deserves to be kind of going to the World Cup, but we'll see how that goes. He's been really impressive. Keeps it neat and tidy on the ball, gets about the place, puts in tackles, wins duels. Is performing a good partnership with Casemiro, and obviously Casemiro needs to be replaced at the end of the season. And I think that trio of Casemiro, Mainu, and Bruno Fernandes, they really kind of dominated the Spurs. Spurs midfield. Obviously, we were playing against 10 men, so it was a little bit easier for us to kind of dominate the centre of the pitch. But in terms of Kobbie Mainoo, 4 chances created today, 7 defensive contributions, so really good in terms of going forward. With the 4 chances created by Kobbie Mainoo, then 7 defensive contributions, and then he's won 8 out of 14 duels there, so he's won the most duels off the match again. So really good performance by Kobbie Mainoo, and then of course he does come away with the assist with the first goal by Baron and Bruno. So like I said, good performance by Kobbie Mainoo. Hopefully he keeps up this good form, and like I said, he's going to be I can see him being Manchester United's central midfielder for years to come. So hopefully he keeps up that good form. And then Ahmad, I thought he was a little bit underwhelming today. He created 3 chances, but he only had this one shot in the 71st minute, which was from a tight angle. 38 out of 40 accurate passes with 95%. In terms of the duels, he's won 6 out of 11. But I think going forward, he could have done a little bit better. I think he was a little bit dangerous as well sometimes. But I think that ball in the final third was lacking a little bit sometimes. But yeah, he picked up a yellow card, which was a little bit unfortunate. So not his best game. Ahmad could have done a little bit better, but all right. And then Bruno Fernandes probably was man of the match in my opinion. He's got the player of the match here on FootMob with an 8.8 rating. Created the most chances of the match with 6 chances created. 8 shots. It's just what a game by Bruno Fernandes. Really, he comes away with the goal. But really well worked set piece for the corner as well, where he plays it to Kobbie Mainoo. Obviously worked from the training ground. He's got 8 shots here, which is just insane. So a little bit unfortunate that he's not coming away with more goals. Possibly could be doing a little bit better with some of these shots. A lot of them were missed and blocked, I think. Yeah, a couple of them. This one was a blocked. This one was a miss. This was a block. This was a save from a corner in the 78th minute. And then this was the goal, and then in the 90th minute that was a miss as well. So really lively game from Bruno Fernandes. 8 shots, like I mentioned, 52 out of 61 accurate passes with 85%. 6 chances created as well. So he's done well with the chance creation, like he always does. He's been performing well lately, and I can't lie. He's doing well in the number 10 position. And I'm expecting him to, hopefully he does break the assist record, because I think, he deserves that. And not only that, but like I mentioned previously in my preview for this game, I think he deserves a Premier League title with us. Hopefully he can win a Premier League title. He's been our best signing post at Alex Ferguson. Definitely in with a shout of being involved in the conversation for Manchester United's best Premier League 11s. He's up there in terms of the likes of the top players that we've had at the club. So only 2 out of 8 shots on target, which is a little bit disappointing. 4 blocked shots. 4 touches in the opposition box, 7 passes into the final third, 1 out of 6 accurate crosses, 3 out of 4 accurate long balls, 2 out of 4 ground duels won. So good performance by Bruno Fernandes, and yes, he probably is my man of the match as well. Matheus Cunha lasted 75 minutes, 1 shot, so a little bit disappointing as well. This one, it was close, it was off target, of course, but it was close to going in, and that could have gone in. And had that goal gone in, it would have been a fabulous strike by Cunha. Really well taken, really well struck in the 20th minute. 17 out of 23 accurate passes, 1 chance created. And I think Cunha and Ahmad could have done a little bit better. I don't think they created too many chances from the wings. But yeah, 3 out of 4 ground duels won. So decent performance by Cunha as well. And then Brandon Mbeumo obviously gets the goal. And yeah, he's got a good performance by Brandon Mbeumo as well. I think he's been a good signing along with Cunha. I think they've been good signings so far. 3 shots as well, getting the goal, 26 out of 32 accurate passes, and then 2 out of 6 ground duels won. So possibly could be doing better with the duels, but overall a good performance by the starting 11. And then you have a look at the substitutions. Benjamin Sesko comes on, has this shot in the 90th minute or the 95th minute of injury time. A little bit unfortunate that it didn't go in. Either side of Vicario, it's probably a goal, and it's 3-0. I think we deserved more goals, in my opinion. We should have been scoring more, but yeah, not much can be said. He's only lasted 15 minutes. The same with Mazraoui, only 3 minutes. 7 out of 7 accurate passes, wasn't involved in any duels. And then Ugarte, 3 minutes as well, 9 out of 10 accurate passes, didn't win his duel that he was involved in. And then Joshua Zirkzee as well, only 3 minutes, 5 out of 5 accurate passes, 100%, and then didn't win his duel either. And then Tyler Fletcher as well comes on for a minute, and he kept it neat and tidy at the end of the game. So obviously the substitutions didn't really have too much of an impact because they were brought on late. But overall, the starting 11 was the one that I predicted as well. I went with the exact same starting 11 in my preview. Benjamin Sesko, I don't think he started the game under Michael Carrick, so possibly he could be looking to start the next game. But like I said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of thing. There's no need to change the starting 11 if we are getting the results. And yeah, happy with the win, happy with the 3 points. That cements obviously our place in the top 4 for this game week as well. So if we have a look at the league table, we remain in 4th position, with 44 points now. So we've got 4 wins on the bounce in the Premier League. That's the first time that's happened since February 2024 or something like that. It's been under Erik ten Hag, so it's been a long time since we've got 4 Premier League wins in a row. And like I mentioned, that lad is 1 game away from a haircut, which is going to be a monumental milestone. In terms of the league table positions, we are only 3 points away from Aston Villa, 3 points away from Manchester City as well. Villa are playing right now against Bournemouth, and obviously we are 9 points away from we are 10 points away from Arsenal right now, who have kicked off against Sunderland as well. So I don't think we're going to win in the league, of course. I think the league title is Arsenal's to lose. However, we are definitely inside a top 4 race, and if we can get top 4, that's I think, in my opinion, I would give Carrick the permanent job. That's just my opinion. I think Carrick's done a really good job so far. Winning against City, winning against Arsenal, which I didn't expect, and then obviously winning against Fulham as well last week, and then today picking up the win against Tottenham. He's done really, really well so far. 4 Premier League wins on the bounce. Like I said, the first time that's happened since February 2024 or something ridiculous like that. So yeah, good performance by United today. Happy with the win, happy with the 3 points, clean sheet as well. And next up we do have West Ham. So, and another win, and we're looking good for top 4. Personally, like I mentioned, I don't think we are going to be getting top 4 because we've dropped too many points in terms of, we've got too many draws in my opinion. We've got 8 draws, which isn't great. And I did mention, that's just my opinion. I don't think we're going to be getting top 4. However, I'm happy to be proven wrong. And personally, I'd be over the moon if we could get top 4 this season, because we deserve, or we need to be in the Champions League anyway. But yeah, anyway, that's it from me. Next up, we do have West Ham away from home, looking to make it 5 Premier League wins on the bounce. Hopefully we can do so. Hopefully we can come away with the win against West Ham. Anyway, if you enjoyed this review, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.